Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to focus on printing a Bloodbowl pitch, and specifically the Leprechaun pitch, which I've showed before. So let's get into it and let's see how it goes. So let's start with, why would you want to print a 3D pitch? Well, it gives you a customization, a bit of fun. It's another great bit of hobby, and the best bit about printing a pitch is you can mark where every player dies and what they died of. And yes, that means you. If you play a Norse team, if you play a Dwarf team, if you play a Khorne team, you better get lots of red paint. So this video was at the request on a previous Bloodbowl pitches video. So where do I get the pitch from? Well, this pitch was bought via Kickstarter from a magnificent sculptor called Crosslances. I'll put a link below to his Patreon, and you can still get this set of files and details through my mini factory and potentially other places. If you want a fun Bloodbowl team and you want a full-blown stone stadium, this is absolutely the way to go. Ideal. Let me take you through how I went about printing it and how we got to now.
So here we are in Cura and looking at the pitch to print. This is one of the pieces, and you can see here that this is the piece which with the end zone on the left hand side. So you can see it's got a slightly deeper slot there, and that's what you'll paint to give the end zone. Now you can already see this piece is tight on the ender plate, and if I start it slicing, and I've got this being done at 0.2 layer quality, you can see that actually this is going to take best part of 16-17 hours to print. So this is a full day print. So one of the things that you need to be really careful of when you print this is you've got your levelling right, you've got the detail right, and you've got it all sorted. Now a further complication is that the big pieces that are in the middle, you can see here, they don't fit on the plate. One of the easy things to do to then scale it down is to scale it down to about 94-93%, something like that, and to drop the brim to next to nothing, or in this case nothing. Now the one thing that you've got to be careful of when you do this is if you scale it all down, you're going to scale the height down as well. And as soon as you scale the height down, you're going to have a piece that's a little bit lower than the rest, and I made that mistake the first time I did it. So one of the important things is you work out which axes you want to scale it down in and do that, and then make sure you don't drop the height too much. Again, you're going to need to print this out. This, if it starts off slicing as we go through it here, you're going to be talking about another full day print. This is 16 pieces. You could say that's 16 days of printing, but you're going to have errors, you're going to have problems. So you're going to be looking at the best part of 3.5 weeks to get this printed.
So you've worked through printing the files, and you've sat there and you've leveled the printer 15,000 times, then you've printed out the files. What do you get? Well, this is a standard square template of the tile, and as you can see, this is a pretty amazing piece of work. It's got a really nice rock effect, stone effect, and as you can see, there's quite a nice bit of chunk to the base. I think actually if I was printing these again, I might have thinned them down just for the speed of the print, but as you can see, they're a really good solid file. You can just about see the inlays, but most importantly, it's a bumpy pitch without being so bumpy that you can't put a miniature on it. And I really like the way these have come out. You're going to have to print off about, I think it's about 18-20 of these tiles to go through and print the whole thing, and each one of these, for me, on the way my printer was set up, took me about best part of a printing day. So this is not a short job in any way at all. You also have to print a set of these really big tiles out to make the pitch together. Now you could slice these and put them down, but a really big solid tile like this stops the lots of little tile problems that you get when you start to put tiles together. Now the issue with this is going to push your ender, if you print it on an ender, right to the limits of its plate size. You can see I actually got a really good first layer down with this, and also you can see I've actually had to number all of these because otherwise you can't remember how they go together. And why can't you remember how they go together? Well, what I did within these, and you can see if I zoom in here, you can see each one of these has got a magnet here and here, and I have magnetized every piece. Now the way I did that was just drilling in a small hole into each of the plates and then placing in a magnet with a little bit of glue. So what you've got to make sure when you do this is actually set the infill to high enough that there's something to hold the magnet, and it's not too high that it's going to print forever and a day. And then the biggest thing you've got to make sure is you know which way your magnets are magnetized. There's nothing worse than putting it together and the pieces trying to pull them apart. So those are printing the main pitch pieces. Let's see it all together. So if you're going to go for building a stadium and printing out things with it, firstly, you've got to have a pitch. Secondly, you want to go into the stadium and the other things that go with it. So absolutely, one of the things you're going to need for any Blood Bowl game is the dugout. And these dugouts are almost the best bit of the whole build for me. They're really simple. You can see exactly what they are. You've got the 3 boxes, so the reserves ready to come on, players knocked out, and those who are dead and never coming back. Well, this was a halfling team that I printed for this. This filled up rapidly. You've also got your turn counters and re-roll counters just to keep going. But why stop at just printing dugouts? Blood Bowl is a game where you roll dice. Dice can be rolled through dice towers. Dice towers can be turned into amazing pitch accessories. Look at this beauty. So this is a dice tower that actually prints in 4 parts, I think. So the base here prints as 1, the base of the tower, the balcony bit here, if I turn it around you can see the balcony, the top. I think it might be 5 actually, there might be a ring on the top. This prints beautifully. It's got a spiral staircase through it, and that's what the dice roll through, and they roll out into this tray. If you want a thematic tower for your Blood Bowl to roll your dice in, I would 100% recommend this. This is a beautiful piece of work, and all I've done is really spray this and done a little bit of dry brushing. There's a lot more I could do with this, a little bit of grass, a little bit of texture, the odd coloured stone would be really good. Probably needs a bit of a wash to bring out those paint lines, but straight off you can see this. And again, this is really solid, really simple. You'll absolutely wonderfully want to play with this. So you've painted your team, you've painted your miniatures, and you've painted your pitch. So what else could you do? Well, definitely you could paint logos onto the pitch. You can paint a scatter template onto the pitch. And more importantly, as I said at the start, you can paint where the players die on your pitch. Just get a little bit of red paint every time someone dies, squish that scare. Sooner or later you're going to be able to see the major areas where you get line of scrimmage deaths, and there'll always be that space near the end where someone died going for it into the end zone. So that's my look at painting a specific Blood Bowl pitch and printing it out. And what my last thoughts would be, well, if you want to do it, absolutely go ahead and do it. It's a great thing to do, and it's really a lovely bit of hobby, and it will keep you plenty of busy for a period of time. Would I do it again? Yes, I absolutely would do it again. Printing a pitch for your own hobby is a really good way to go. Gives you lots of fun, lots of ability to play with it. I definitely do it again, and I definitely do it again for playing with my friends. Having a customized pitch is always a great way to go. But if you like the video, please leave a like on the video, subscribe, and I'll leave a comment below. Have a great day. See you soon.